Hey everyone, just wanted to say that the audio quality on this video is gonna be a bit trash. But I mean, what do you gotta expect? This is an experimental video and you don't necessarily have to watch it. It's kind of a podcast, so put it on the background while you're assembling something, painting something, or even reading something. Hello everyone and welcome to a little experiment of a short podcast called Crispy Wallet, where we talk about all things Warhammer 40k and 30k, because I don't know shit about Sigmar yet. And it's called Crispy Wallet because we all know playing Warhammer makes the wallet a bit light and maybe a bit crispy from being lit on fire a couple times. So hopefully this does well and I can keep doing this aside from my normal videos. And today we're going to talk about the special Christmas boxes, and it's going to be a fun little discussion. And also, this video is sponsored by... Just kidding, I'm probably never gonna get sponsored. Okay, now why don't my guests introduce themselves, and before any of you ask, no, you're not getting paid, but eventually maybe I'll pay you in Costco hot dogs at some point. Okay guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
I live in your walls. That's payment alone. Hi, I'm Ickbard from Objective Insecure. Sometimes I make YouTube videos, sometimes I take mental health breaks, but I'm always in your walls.
Hello, I'm Fartmec Buttface, your resident far-clad VTuber. I'm a 40k painter, and I also like to make irrational decisions on a daily basis. I stream on Twitch. I post on Instagram. That's about what I do nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have all their socials down in the links below. And also, guys, what armies do you play? Because everyone already knows I play Dark Angels and Imperial Knights.
Fart, go ahead. Everyone's gonna fall asleep when I'm done. When I'm done going, everyone's gonna fall asleep when I'm done saying everything that I play.
Me as well. I have way too many armies. I collect a little mini GW when I have the free time. I have Blue Light Angels, Catachan, Space Wolves, Necrons, Iron Warriors, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, Thousand Sons, Death Corps of Krieg, for now, Grey Knights, Horus Heresy Alpha Legion, Old Way Eldar, and last but not least, Death Guard. And I also do a little of Age of Sigmar on the side, specifically Disciples of Tzeentch, Slaves to Darkness, and Magkin of Nurgle, because you can never have too much chaos in your life.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's start with the art or lack thereof on the box art of these boxes. And I'm just going to start off by ruining the Raven Guard box for everyone. If you look very, very closely on the guy right behind the main intercessor, or where the heck he is, you'll see that guy has a lightning claw. That's an illegal loadout. And then also the Imperial Fist, I'm going to ruin that one too. The contents of the box do not match the art. So what's your guys' opinion on the art? Because those are the only two we can actually talk about, because there's no other art.
I have no clue because I don't know what armies I play since I never got to introduce them.
I kind of think the box art is really cool. It is a shame that they're not matching the contents of the box, as well as I think for the Raven Guard box, that's an aggressor and a incursor. So both of those units are not in the Raven Guard box, which is quite interesting. It almost feels like this is the start collecting Raven Guard box from a different combat patrol.
Ickbard, you kind of want to elaborate on the armies you want to play, maybe?
Yes.
That's it. Just yes. Not like not any TLDR. None of the oh, these are the ones I play the most.
Yes. So for the armies that I play, I have 10,000 points of
Imperial Fists.
They are painted as Celestial Lions. I also have Black Templars. They are separate because they have a separate codex. I have Sisters of Battle, built it up for Mrs. Ickbard. I have 3,000 points of Custodians, and Mrs. Ickbard I built and played with her 2,000 points of Custodians. I own Thousand Sons. I own various Death Guard. I own a Chaos and Imperial Knights. You'll see an image here of Knight Farius and or Omen Knight. Yes, I did take a Hexal to that. Cry about it. I have about 7,000 points of Imperial Guard. All my infantry that are not Bulgrin are Chaos Dwarves from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, or Ironkin from Age of Sigmar. I play Squat Guard. I also have my Votan, my Salamanders, and I still have Necrons. Can't really seem to get rid of them.
So then what are your opinions on the art for the only two boxes that they're really seems they're pushing, and it feels like they were lazy to not actually do any other art for the boxes, because I know there is a ton of art they could have used for any of the boxes.
Well, if I'm going to look at it, I do like the color palettes that they're using there. They are contrasting each other at day and night, complementing each other side by side, making it a nice appeal. We have a blue hue with a lot of artistic licensing for all this damage and explosions turning into this white phosphorus, helping set up the black armor for the Raven Guard. Yeah, that's an illegal loadout, but guess what? I make every model a mini diorama. This is Games Workshop, who doesn't allow that though, so we should triple punish them for that and give it a negative score for the art, frankly. Imperial Fists, what can I say except chef's kiss? And if you say anything else, then perfection. You're a heretic.
Well, I mean, sure, I could be a heretic. It's not like everyone makes that overused joke for Dark Angels anyway. I mean, maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Alpha Legion is more loyalist than you.
Oh, wow. Low blow, man. Low blow. Are we sure about that?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the art. I mean, if all the boxes had the art, I probably would pack rat the boxes a lot more often, because I already do that for all the other boxes I have. I still have my Indominus box, and I still have the Age of Darkness box. I can't throw those away because the art is just way too nice.
If it had that poster protector art thing that keeps the sprues from damaging the books and the cards, if that's like that inside there, I'd be half tempted to try to find one, but I wouldn't put a lot of effort into it, mainly because they're not worth framing. But I like collecting them regardless.
I tend to agree. I really like you get a little poster in every special $100 box you collect. Makes you feel like I actually have something to work towards, and not just have a bunch of plastic I got in a combat patrol box sitting at the bottom of the shelf.
And if we compare it to the Indomitus box with its art, as I'm literally staring at it on my wall right now, from where they started for 9th edition into where the art is today, I find it primo.
Yeah. And also, I noticed you said $100 box. I was about to say, what box are you buying?
Back when the start collecting boxes were $80, but then tax and all those other little frills kind of pushed it over.
Yes, tax, inflation, GW wanting even more money because they're money hungry.
What? No. What?
Never.
Yeah, totally never. GW totally isn't money hungry. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like if they ever want to sponsor me, I'm gonna laugh and then print out that email and frame it on my wall and share it on social media for everyone to see.
And then sign.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna sign on to a contract with GW. If they want to send me free sure, go ahead.
GW, that's an offer.
The big issue is that you printed out an email in the first place.
I'm gonna put it on my twitter.com post.
So now that we've all voiced our opinions about the art, let's go over the contents of each box. And I'm going to go over the contents for the boxes that I only know, which is going to be the Knights and the Space Marines boxes. The Imperial Knights box, we get one Questoris Knight, and it can be built as any loadout. And then I'm assuming for the Armigers, you get 2 Helverins and 2 Orglaves. I'm also assuming we can build those as whatever the hell we want, hopefully, since they do come now in combined kits, which I wish they did when I bought mine a long time ago. And then I believe for the Imperial Fists, we have what looks like, what is that?
15 Gravis Intercessors.
15 heavy intercessors, and then 3 aggressors. And what is that guy in the center, Ickbard?
That is Tor Garadon, the only person in Warhammer 40k to have a × 3 multiplier to his weapon for strength.
Interesting. And then in the Raven Guard box, we have, I think that's, no, is it?
Kavan Shrike.
Yeah, Kavan Shrike. We have, I don't know what that guy is in front of the Trial Dreadnoughts. What is that guy?
Librarian and Phobos armor.
Oh, yes. He's doing that little scouty lean like he's in Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, he's doing the Milady.
And you have the Eliminators as well, which are a good little pick.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the Eliminators. I thought those were just like more Phobos Marines. So we
That's the point.
Yeah.
You
Oh, they're
didn't
doing the
see
job.
them.
Yeah, I know. I totally didn't see them. They're so stealthy. Now, you guys, since I'm not familiar with the other boxes, you want to tell me what's in them and also everyone else?
Sure, I can do the Death Guard one.
Okay, go right ahead.
In the Death Guard box, you get Mortarion, Demon Primarch of Nurgle, as well as 5 Blightlord Terminators with the full loadouts and not the easy to build kits, as well as 14 Plague Marines, which are 2 of the normal boxes, so 7 per each squad.
Okay, I also just realized I'm kind of an idiot, so we're all looking at the Warhammer article, and I'll have that link down below, but everything's listed right below them, so yeah, I am not very smart. Brain smooth, insult slide right off. I am not the end-all be-all knowledge on Warhammer. If you're looking for that, go subscribe to somebody else, but please don't unsubscribe. I really like Costco hot dogs. So I will go over the Adeptus Mechanicus box, and then Bart and Ickbard can go over the ones they want to go over. So for the Mechanicus box, we have, let's see, we have Belisarius Call. So that's a pretty good HQ and probably one of the ones that Mechanicus uses, but I don't know because I'm going to fake it till I make it because I don't play Mechanicus. And then we have 2 Castellan robots and the data smith that goes with them, 6 Cataphront destroyers or breachers. Ooh, that's very nice. They do give you options. And then what is there last? We have Skitarii Vanguard, which can also be built as Rangers. So now you guys can go over the boxes that you want to go over.
All right. I'm going to go over the Chainbreaker Lance. Now, so for Custodes, their box is called Watchers of the Gate, which is very fitting for their lore, which is formerly now throwing out all the gene seed, going yeet. Now it is defending the Imperium from Imperium Nihilum. We have the one of like 3 named characters in the Codex, Trajan Valoris. He is an auto-include. He's the only character who has a melee profile with 3 damage, which is a sin, which means you need to run him. Virtus Praetors are just a fun, feel-good unit. I love them. You can run them as a shield captain anyways, and frankly, you're a king if you do it. You get some Alaris Custodians, which are also primo, very fun to use. You also get 15 Custodian Guard. Now here's the dirty secret with this box. Most of these kits are the same kit with different war gear. Actually, I realize I'm hitting the value thing a little too early. My apologies.
Yeah, so let's try and dodge the other topics early on so we don't spoil anything, guys. So yeah,
That's why I had the pause at least, so I didn't that one.
Yeah, so we're just gonna we don't have to retake. We're just gonna keep going. So let's keep going. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I can do the Thousand Suns.
Okay, go right ahead.
In the Thousand Suns box, Court of the Crimson King, you get Magnus the Red, Primarch of the Thousand Suns, as well as 3 Exalted Sorcerers, so you can have every pose you could ever want. And ahead of them, you get 20 Rubric Marines worth of gold trim to do in the box.
So I'll be talking about the Adeptus Sororitas, or Sisters of Battle. We have the Nundum in charge, Morvenfall. She is an amazing kit, and I highly recommend people get her even as a painting project. She is surrounded by 6 Nundums, the war suits. They are also amazingly cool, and we have them in all their various poses here for those who do like their diorama purposes. In the back, we can show here, we have the Celestian Sacrosants. They are very fun, and it's very rare to find an army that has halberds all time. And they're one of the few people you can do that on, so it's very fun to put pole arms on things. Then we have 10 Sisters of Battle standard troops, and they can be built as Celestians or your Dominion squads. So you have a lot of different options with this kit. It's a very beautiful kit.
Okay, good job, guys. We got that out of the way. I look like an idiot in the process, but that's why people subscribe. You should totally subscribe, everyone. Don't forget, I also have a Discord channel where you can see my idiocy fully on display along with when I stream on Twitch. And those will all be linked down below too if you want to join. But now let's talk about the value of these boxes themselves, and are they enough to start a decent army? So the prices for every single box is $210 US. Okay, so the prices for every box is $210 US. So the prices for each box is $210 US. And so the Raven Guard box, its individual price if you were to buy everything is $322, which gets you a savings of $112. Imperial Fists is $319 individual, which nets you a savings of $109. The Thousand Suns and the Imperial Knights box, Thousand Suns is $340, and so is the Imperial Knights if you were to buy everything by themselves. And you get a savings of $130. And then we have Death Guard, $330 individual price, save $120. Mechanicus, $310, save $100. Custodes, $337. Ooh, that's actually quite a lot. And you save $127. And then Sisters is $320, and you save $110. So it seems like the best value boxes, the bang for your buck, is going to be either Imperial Knights, Thousand Suns, or even Custodes, because those are some pretty pricey units, if I do say so myself. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about this? I'll get into more thoughts about, oh, are these enough to start a decent army for the stuff that I obviously know, but what are your guys' thoughts?
I think, especially with the high value of the Imperial Knights and the Thousand Suns box, you get a lot of bang for your buck, especially because those are the models you're going to be playing with on the tabletop. Minus Magnus, of course, but he's always nice to have on your shelf.
Yeah, the thing is too, also because Death Guard and Thousand Suns are coming with their Primarch. I mean, we are gonna slightly mention this, but there's some leaks going around. I can neither confirm nor deny if they're true, but apparently 10th edition might be more hero hammer centric. So if you play 30k, you'll know that if you take a Primarch, you have to use that as your HQ. So maybe in 10th edition, that's what we're gonna get also, because I really like some aspects of 30k that I want to come over to 40k. Like armor facing, I feel like that needs to come back because vehicles are kind of right now, along with Imperial Knights. So yeah, I know Imperial Knights recently topped at a tournament, so disregard that comment. Honestly, if you do want to play Imperial Knights, get 2 boxes, because I remember correctly, the point value just for the Imperial Knights box alone is 900 some odd points. Just get 2 of them and you got a pretty good Imperial Knights army. And can't really think of anything else to say, but do you guys want to interject too?
I do. Mainly because I love that episode of Schoolhouse Rock. More to the point, every one of these boxes has a named character, so buying 2 of them is superfluous. This makes the idea of, is this the baseline for an army, much more important. So please do understand why I'm going to be a bit more putting the screws to these boxes. On its face, the Raven Guard box, that Raven Strike Battle Force, F. You need to run a Vanguard detachment that's already costing CP. You're running mostly underutilized units. You're going for K-Van, you're going for the Eliminators, you're going for the Phobos Librarian. And aside from the Eliminators, the ones you really want in this box at the moment are not really that great, unless you're doing the Army of Renown, but The Imperial Fist one, molto bene. Especially if the rumors are true that our Legion is going to be the best with bolter fire. When I actually looked at the Battle Force box for Imperial Fists, I really wanted it, but I didn't want to spend money on it that way, so I messaged Wilsonius and I said, can you put these 15 heavy intercessors on the print queue, please? Okay, thanks, bye, kisses. The Thousand Suns one is amazing. I wish it had more Terminators. The Death Guard one needs more Plague Marines, and I understand the theme of haha 7 Marines. I wouldn't change a thing for the Sisters or Watchers of the Gate to start an army. And the AdMech one, they're in such a flux right now because a lot of FAQs, or not FAQs, they're in a flux right now because a lot of the armies of renown are going to be actually considered out of date and illegal to play on January 1st. So this box is the big toss-up in the air.
Oh boy, that really sucks for everyone that plays AdMech right now.
Chainbreaker Lance S tier as well.
I think one of the biggest flaws of all these boxes is the amount of named characters, should people want to run their Crusade forces. If you're running a Phobos Army of Renown, it's probably in Crusade. But in the Raven Guard box, they add K-Van Strike, so he is already not making XP. Same thing with the Imperial Fist box, having Torgaradon, he's not getting XP. Same thing in the Custodes box, Trajan Valorous is not getting XP, and so on and so on. Especially with Prime Marks in the Thousand Suns and the Death Guard box. Both of them are very expensive to take in Crusade, and once again, not making XP.
So what you're all telling me is that the Imperial Knights box is the superior box, because if you were to buy 2 of them, you get 2 Canis Rexes. But the thing is, those Questoris Knights, they have all the weapon options on them.
That, and with the Custodes box, you could kitbash your spare Trajan Valorous into another Smash Captain, and maybe even an axe-wielding blade wizard of sorts.
I'd have to agree. There is very low kitbash value if you have a Mortarion with only 2 poses. But if you had one of the other characters such as Trajan Valorous, K-Van Strike, or Torgaradon, you have a lot more options in what you can kitbash them with.
Also, let's be honest, are you really ever going to use 2 Trial Dreadnoughts? I don't think you are. So maybe not a Raven Guard box, unless you do want some Trial Dreadnoughts just for your collection. Then, I wonder what else can be kitbashed. Do you have any input on that part?
I really actually like the characters in terms of the Space Marine boxes, just because I've kitbashed a strike before with my other Space Marine chapters. I like that you can swap out the head easily and the arms are very flat posed to the model. So I think if you ever wanted a jump captain, posed on some nice bit of rubble, but you still want the Primaris scale, Strike's model is definitely a really good addition to any list. As well as the Torgaradon model, if you wanted to kitbash him to Pedro Cantor, who still doesn't have an updated model, that is also doable with a few different color schemes.
To add on with that Imperial Fist loving going on, we have a relic called the Fist of Terra, and it is amazing. And, well, I already have a Torgaradon, so if I were to get this box, I'd put that fist on a captain and make him a Smash Captain with the Fist of Terra, because it only makes sense.
I think another point of interest I realized too after looking over all of these boxes is that the Christmas boxes are usually always supposed to be the kind of like the introduction of, oh, I want to start Warhammer, here's an intro army, this is the box I feel like I should get. Because again, if you are starting Warhammer, think long and hard about what army you're gonna play, because this is $210 US. I know it's cheaper in the UK because UK prices, which is why for now, since the US dollar is, I believe it's worth less than the British pound, soccer is football for now.
Heresy.
Because of that. Yeah, I know, totally heresy. But I like all these boxes. They're pretty cool. So I guess now, what is everyone's favorite box out of this? It can also be like, I guess we can do though, I mean, obviously like, oh, this is our favorite box. Like for me, it's the Imperial Knights, because I of course play Imperial Knights, and I'm totally not getting one of these for Christmas. Spoiler alert from my folks. Really thankful that they're doing that for me, because that's a couple more months of hobbying and also content for the YouTube channel and also for the Twitch stream, which again, you should totally go watch. But another one of my favorite boxes besides this is probably the Imperial Fists one, because I like me some Gravis armor. I run 10 heavy intercessors in my normal like Dark Angels list, and I know people say, oh, heavy intercessors aren't that good, but I feel like with 10th edition probably right around the corner, heavy intercessors are actually probably going to be a lot better.
There is a rumor that from the people who leaked the Eldar Codex as an advent calendar last year are leaking playtest material for the Space Marine chapter supplement, and they are heavily hinting at Gravis intercessors for Imperial Fist to be the all-star unit.
sounds like fun. I really hope they don't screw up my Dark Angels.
You're not codex compliant, so you're not in the running to be messed with.
Yes, because Facebook bad. I don't like Facebook because I can't read. But yeah, so yeah, what's your favorite boxes, Bart? Which ones do you think are your favorite?
I think my favorite, probably the one that takes the cake, is the Thousand Suns box. It's just a whole lot of cool models. You get Magnus, you get 20 Rubric Marines. Those are going to follow you wherever you go with your Thousand Suns. I also really like the Death Guard box, but you definitely get a lot less boots on the ground with only 5 Light Lord Terminators and 14 Plague Marines. Like Ickbard said, 7, haha, funny number, quite a stinky number. But ideally, you're running your Plague Marines in squads of 10, not 7.
Yeah, that's kind of an oversight by GW, but only GW knows what GW does. Even they don't know what they're doing sometimes, which is kind of par for the course. But yeah, what do you guys think could be improved on these boxes, or like what is your ideal army box that could have been done for this? Because there's always room for improvement with these, and I'm just gonna say right now, the Imperial Knights box is pretty much perfect. You can't really change anything about it or do anything about it. It's just perfect because it is the perfect Imperial Knights starting box. I read the article a bit more, and unfortunately it is only 2 Warglaives and 2 Helverins. We do not get the additional sprues, unfortunately, but magnetize them if you do get another box of Armigers, because the most popular Imperial Knights list right now is 2 Questoris Knights and just a load of Armigers. That's why I say this is the perfect starting point box for any of the Christmas boxes here.
Well, what I think could be improved, by the way, thank you for automatically knowing what my favorite box is, because the Imperial Fist box is the best box, objectively. And I'll fight anyone who says otherwise. Sincerely, though, when it comes to improvement, I would add infiltrators, and the 2 Phobos intercessor proxies, basically, for the Raven Strike box. I think that would make it actually pretty okay. For the Imperial Fist one, objectively, I liked where it is. If anything, maybe Incursors or even Centurions, but they don't really push firstborn models anymore.
What do you think, Bart? What's which part are we on? What could be improved on the
Boxes could be
boxes?
improved, yeah. I think a big missed opportunity with the Raven Guard box was putting 2 baby carriers. I definitely think if they left one of them out, you could have fit in some of the other Phobos infiltrator units, as Ickbard has said, but also throwing in another rare Phobos HQ, such as the Phobos Lieutenant that was only available in the Shadow Spear box, and or some Primaris suppressors. So I feel like that the Raven Guard box should have definitely been one of those guilty pleasure Phobos boxes, rather than having 2 baby carriers and now you're running a Raven Guard daycare.
That's a good one. I love that.
Who's the Primarch and who does he work for?
Yeah, the baby carriers. I don't like those. I don't like the child Dreadnoughts. I feel like they're just throwing them in there because they can't move those by themselves.
Yeah. They're definitely not selling them on their own.
Yeah. That's what I feel like some of these boxes are. Honestly, we're not selling enough of these. Let's package these in the boxes.
You're more right than you know. They last year they tried to sell a bundle of Raven Guard upgrade sprues to go with a bunch of Phobos units, but the upgrade shoulder pads didn't fit on the Phobos armor units that they tried to sell them with.
Oh, that's their own fault though.
What I hate even more is that the Invictor Tactical Warsuit doesn't fit a lot of the bits from if you had the Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought. So it takes away a lot of the 3D Kitbashing material you had if you had a 3D printer and wanted to spruce up your Raven Guard.
The Invictor Tactical Warsuit was made for early 8th edition and was never given anything that made it worthwhile for 9th.
I mean, even if they did, they're gonna have to try really hard to make these good over a Redemptor Dreadnought, because I see the similar design language. I've always noticed the similar design language. And there's apparently leaks that we also might be getting another Dreadnought very soon. Forget what it's called. It is not the Grendel. It is a different one now. The Grendel is supposed to be for 30k. I have no idea what the name for the new one is supposed to be. I remember I saw it in the Auspex Tactics recent video for like, oh, all the leaks that happened. But apparently we are getting another Primaris Dreadnought.
I'm very surprised that it wasn't a Primaris Lieutenant in a Dreadnought suit.
Yeah, harkening back to that Primaris Lieutenant tier list we did.
Handy, can you edit my face over General Grievous picking up the new Dreadnought going find addition to my new collection?
Yes, way ahead of you. I'm not even gonna edit that comment out. I just find it too hilarious. So just keep talking and I'm gonna change your model out for that.
Oh yeah. When it comes to Kitbash and modularity, Watchers of the Gate and Sanctorum Guard, the Custodians and Sisters, they get an F for one reason and one reason only. You don't need to kitbash them. They are all kind of a regurgitation of the same template. Sans Terminator, sans Biker, sans Nundums. They all kind of fit each other. There's a reason why I paint my Sisters of Battle in different colors for their units. For me and my victim, who I'm playing.
Yes. Make them suffer all that painting. Totally glad they're done though, those Terminators. That wasn't fun. Totally screwed up the video I was supposed to do.
Logged in about 30 hours to make them all.
30 hours? I thought we calculated that was like 70 plus just to paint them all.
70 plus? Oh, it was 72. Add 8, about 80. 80 hours.
Yeah, 80 hours. That wasn't a fun 80 hours. Did I mention I have 15 of them total? I still need to do the other 5. And I don't want to do them anytime soon. Yeah,
you mention it very often.
Yes, I know I mention it very often. I'm gonna mention it as often as I want because I hated painting those so much. Those were such a pain in the ass to paint because so much detail for the sake of detail. I hated it. But yeah, I think that's everything we can go over about these boxes and like, oh, you should get this box. And again, we are not the end all be all authority of which box you want to get, because please don't be a meta chaser. Follow the rule of cool. Get whatever you think is the coolest if you don't play Warhammer already, or if you just want to start another army, follow the rule of cool. Don't be a meta chaser. But yeah, do you guys have any other closing thoughts and opinions on these boxes?
I think I'm going to be very poor this coming Christmas.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be light on the wallet this Christmas.
May not be a popular opinion from me, but I am a Scrooge when it comes to how I spend my money. I honestly don't want to buy any of these boxes. This box is not meant for me. I'd rather go to Troll Trader or some second buy site and be able to save my money there.
Yeah,
I'll happily wait the 2 months because Christmas shipping is hell.
Yeah, if you guys do want cheaper stuff, because again, Warhammer is expensive. I mean, this video has kind of proved that it's going to be expensive getting into it. Always consider secondhand sites. You can look at eBay. You can look at Troll Trader. I'll link Troll Trader down in the description below because I have used it a couple times because you can get already assembled and even unassembled models, painted models, all for pretty cheap. And also, if you're looking for a Forge World model that you really want, they sometimes have them on there, including Titans, for way cheaper than if you were to buy it directly from Forge World or GW. So yeah, consider that. And well, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to go check out Fart and Ickbard's channels. I'll link them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video if I even want to make another one of these, because I have to edit a lot of footage. Oh boy.
Spay and neuter your red squigs.
Remember to stay stinky and thin your paints. Otherwise, I will. I will be in your walls. I will be in your home. I am a gas.
Well, yeah, thanks everyone for watching this video. was a lot of fun to record it with Ickbard and Fart. And again, go check out their stuff. Goodbye.